You good, yeah?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
He's interested and talks to me a lot about it.
MashaAllah.
So I said, that I'll bring him to the pro and see. We just introduce and
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
chat with him.
Alhamdulillah. How old are you?
27.
27. Oh, you look young, man.
Vegetarian.
Oh, vegetarian as well, man. That's good, that's good. So what is your belief, like, you know? Christian, Muslim?
I was raised a Christian, but now so far I'm just kind of agnostic.
But you believe there is a creator? Of course, without any doubt, because when any person, Lawrence, when you observe the creation, like even our own creation. For example, I always give this example. We have a teeth in our mouth. Why? Because we eat with our mouth. We need to chew. We don't eat with our eyes. Even sometimes we eat with our eyes. You know, sometimes we order big food, but we don't finish it. Okay. Likewise, we have eyebrows above our eyes. So why? Because sweat contains salt. If the sweat keeps going to our eye, will blind us. So the fact that we have eyebrows, the fact that we have eyebrows and the teeth in our mouth. Likewise, we have a joint. So when you reflect upon your creation and the universe, you can see must be created without any doubt. And this creator, you can see there's a wisdom behind creating the creation. The fact that we see day and night, summer, winter, autumn, winter, and spring, and so on, you know. Also the language, how we communicate, we can understand each other, understand even our eyes, how it works, you know, our body, you know. So if that is clear, we can see the Creator's wisdom, not his wisdom, the effect of his wisdom, okay? Likewise his mercy, that if there is no rain, then the money that we have is useless. You with me? Okay. You know, because now when there is a drought in any country, they don't send the money, they send food. You know, because money is useless. So the rain can be mercy, likewise it can be punishment as well. So if we establish that, logic dictates the Creator will not create the creation without any purpose. You with me? Okay? And the only one that knows our purpose must be the one who created the creation. For example, a phone. Imagine I'm the first person to make a phone. There's no one that made a phone before me. In order for anyone to know why I made a phone, they should ask who? Me. See what I'm saying? Because I made it. Maybe you can analyze, okay, there's a menu and so on, but you will never come to know what is the purpose for it except by going and come back to me. You with me? Okay? Likewise, no one knows about the phone in details except me, because I made it. That's a logical argument. So now, based upon the Creator's wisdom and mercy, He chose people amongst us. Why? Person must say, the reason we've been created just to waste our time. Another person said, the reason we've been created to kill each other. So how can we know which one of those claims are correct? We don't have criteria. But if God sent the prophets and messengers, now we're going to have criteria. How God did it? When God chose prophets and messengers, He did not just choose them by saying to them, go to the people, say you are a prophet of the Creator. No, He gave them something, differentiate them from the rest of the people. Lawrence. So in order for you and for me and for everyone here to differentiate between a true prophet and a false prophet, because our intellect and our natural inclination cannot come to conclusion what is our purpose in detail. Yes, generally speaking, we know what is good, what is bad. I know I should be grateful to my Creator. I know I should be grateful to my parents, to my uncle. But there's priorities. I know I should be grateful to my neighbor, but likewise to my parents, my father and mother. So let me ask you this question. You know about Jesus, Moses, Abraham. What I'm going to do, Lawrence, if I establish with the logical arguments, with the tangible evidences that Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet of God, logic dictates we should believe what he came with. Okay, for example now, may Allah forbid, imagine you have a disease and I bring you someone, imagine I bring you a doctor here and I say to you, the doctor knows what you have. And you said to me, you know what, I accept this man as a doctor and I accept him as an expert. Logically speaking, the next step you take his advice. You can't say, you know what, you're a doctor, you're an expert, but I'm not going to listen to you. People think you're crazy, correct? Okay. So now, let me ask you this question. Who knows the future in details?
Prophets, eh? Prophets.
Prophets of God. Why?
Because God tells them.
God tells them. Why? Because God, again, He has the knowledge of everything. Before God creates something, He has to have a knowledge of it.
What about false prophets?
That's a good point. False prophet. So first thing, prophecies. But prophecies by itself is not enough. Likewise, you have to look at the claimants. The claimants mean the person who made the claim. For example, if you and I, someone who is the biggest liar in the city, he comes to me and to you, he says, you know, I'm prophet of God. None of us will take him serious. Say, wait a minute, you are the biggest liar. Now, so the prophet, they were known amongst the nation to be trustworthy and truthful and honest. That's the criteria. That's a logical argument. Now, if I want to send a messenger to you, I have to choose the best person. You agree with me? Okay. Likewise, they prophesied about one another.
Some prophets in the past weren't necessarily the best people. Like you have stories of Saul to Paul.
But as a Muslim, we don't believe that.
Okay.
But we believe that the Bible's been changed. And we believe those prophets have been lied and guessed. You understand? Because as we have mentioned, we can establish the Most High is the most wise. How is going to choose a liar, evildoer to convey his message? People will reject him, the Prophet of God. You understand? That's why we believe, that's why Allah sent Prophet Muhammad with the Quran to clarify the truth to us. Yes, there was Moses. Yes, there was Jesus. Yes, there was Abraham. But they've been lied and guessed. For example, in the Old Testament, God regrets. Regret is a sign of deficiency. But Allah mentioned the Quran, Allah has no regrets. Allah is perfect. You with me? So those books been changed. Okay? Now, but not everything. In the Quran, Prophet Muhammad said, or Allah told him to say, that in the previous scriptures, your description is in there. Now we can analyze that. Prophet Muhammad, in his time, he had no access to manuscripts of the Bible. So he said in the previous scriptures, the Prophet of God, God told them to prophesy about me. That's one of the signs. Go Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. Do you know Isaiah 42? Isaiah?
I know Isaiah.
Isaiah 42 speaks about someone coming to glorify the Lord. And Lawrence, what is amazing about that prophecy, speaks about specific people. He says, let the witness and its cities lift up their voice, the villages that Kedah inhabits. Here, for you to see right here. Let the witness and its towns raise their voice. Let the settlement where Kedah lives rejoice. Let the people of Selah sing for joy. So remember the two names, Kedah and Selah. Go Genesis 25:13. Kedah, if you go Genesis 25:13, Lawrence, he said, these are the names of the sons of Ishmael. Remember, after Isaiah, there is no prophet came from Ishmael. All of them came from Isaac. You with me? But these servants of God here, I want to show you. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, listed in their order of their birth. Nabiot, the firstborn of Ishmael. Then who? Kedah. Go to Selah. Go to Selah.
Why does Muhammad have to be the last?
We'll come to that. We'll come to that, inshallah, okay? But first, let's establish the prophet. Because if we establish the prophet, logic dictate, we have to believe what he came with. Otherwise, we're contradicting each other, okay? So now, how would man live Selah?
Selah's a mountain in Medina.
That is, you know, detail that is not randomly speaking about a man, and we know Prophet Muhammad's lineage. Muhammad, son of Abdullah, son of Abdul Muttalib, son of Hashim, son of, and there's many Mudar, and he goes to son of Qaidar, son of Ismail, son of Ibrahim. And we know that prophet in Isaiah 42, historically speaking, from the Muslims and the non-Muslims, there was no prophet that came to that nation and made them rejoice except Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. That's one of the prophecies before. Prophet Muhammad prophesied about the future, Lawrence. He said there will come a time when you see the barefooted Arab man competing in building tall buildings. Lawrence, we have to understand, when God sent the prophets and messengers, he has to give them something which no one can do during their lifetime or forever. Okay? So Prophet Muhammad saying, there will come a time when the barefoot Arab man, they will start competing in building tall buildings. When the Prophet Muhammad mentioned that, Lawrence, back in those days, the Arabs were not known to build tall buildings. Those who were known, the Persians, the Romans, the Egyptians. Let me ask you, where is the tallest building in the world?
Saudi Arabia?
No, Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Yeah.
Dubai, do you know who's competing with them? Saudi now. Prophet Muhammad speaking about something, alayhi salatu salam, 1,400 years, where there was no any indication to indicate that will happen, but that is taking place right now. Another one, Prophet Muhammad said there will come a time when a person will make up a lie in the morning and will reach east and the west in the evening time. Wait, Prophet Muhammad during his lifetime, that cannot happen. Because in order for them to travel, just for example, from London to Birmingham, it would take them 2 days. Let alone from east to the west. Internet now. You make up a lie in WhatsApp, send it, it will be in China, it will be in Algeria. Prophet Muhammad, that's what he said. A person will make up a lie. By the evening, his lie will reach the east and the west. Again, that's why, Lawrence, we as a Muslims, we don't believe Islam is the truth because I was born. No, alhamdulillah, I was born Muslim, okay, but because we have a tangible proofs. I'll give you an example. Prophet Muhammad said, alayhi salam, every newborn is born with a natural inclination. What is natural inclination? Naturally, you believe there is God. Okay, you're born with it. There was a study done in Oxford University. They spent 2.9 million. Took them 3 years. They took children from different parts of the world. They came to the conclusion that children naturally, if you leave them without giving them any education, they will grow up believing God. Hold a minute, how Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salam, 1,400 years ago, in Mecca, in the middle of desert, knew about something like that? Which in order for us to know, we have to have this technology and everything. I'll give you another one. Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salam, why? Because I want to make sure that when you understand Islam, and if you accept Islam, inshallah, there is a proof for it. You know, I just accepted Islam like that. Like the sister accepted Islam here, there's tangible proofs. Prophet Muhammad said, there will come a time when the Arabs, they will stop using camels as a riding beast, and they will use something as a box that will carry them from their houses to the mosque. The question you ask yourself, the Arabs, especially the desert one, because there's the Arabs North Africa, like Algeria, Morocco. The desert one, if they don't use the camels, rare would they use horses. But we know now, rare would they even use the horses. They use what? Cars. And what Prophet Muhammad said, like a box. It's too powerful. Person might say Prophet Muhammad was a liar. Let's establish that. Prophet Muhammad during his lifetime, eclipse took place. Eclipse, yeah? You know, eclipse sometimes it takes long to take place. Every 60 years or 100 years, yeah? So when eclipse took place, Lawrence, his companions, when the eclipse took place, it was the same day when his son passed away, Ibrahim. His son passed away. So his companions thought the reason there is eclipse because Prophet Muhammad's son passed away is a miracle. Because they never witnessed it before. Remember, a liar, he would try to utilize any opportunity to support his claim. But you know what Prophet Muhammad said? He said, no, what took place has nothing to do with me or with my son. He said this from the signs of God. When you see it, rush to the prayer. He didn't utilize it because why? Already God gave him the miracles. I'll give you another one. This question I want to ask you. Okay. I've been asking this question to many people. Do you know any book? Have you seen the Quran before?
I've seen it before.
Yeah, Quran. Do you know any book the size of the Quran? It has been memorized. Other than the Quran, it has been memorized by 100 million of people, word for word, letter by letter. Who doesn't know speak the language of the book? Do you know any book like that? For example, Lawrence, like you, me, your uncle, the brothers here, we memorize a book in Chinese, but we don't even speak Chinese. I think you know that doesn't make any sense. What is a miracle that those who memorize the Quran Arabic, some of them they don't speak Arabic, and some of them they do speak Arabic, but when you speak to them normally in a normal conversation, they will make mistakes in the grammar and the pronunciation. But when they recite the Quran, they recite it perfectly. Why? Because the Quran is speech of Allah. As for the normal Arabic language, it's human speech. Do you know what Allah said in the Quran 1,400 years ago? وَلَقَدْ يَسَّنَّا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have put the Quran in a way to be easy for the people to memorize it. And you go to China, Africa, Europe, America, Muslim children, 5, 6, 7, they memorize the Quran word for word, letter for letter. Notice, that is not speech of Muhammad, that's speech of the Creator who knows all the creation. What do you think what I said to you so far? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Clear? That's why I'm saying, look, how we establish with a logical argument, with a tangible proof, Prophet Muhammad is the true prophet. In the Quran, Allah said, Lawrence, Allah sent the Prophet Muhammad with Islam, with the truth. And the Islamic haters, they will try their best to stop it. But Islam will prevail, even if the Islamic haters dislike it. And we know in our time the Muslims are weak. Our Muslim countries are fighting each other. Okay? Or one country, there is civil war. In Europe, we're not the strongest. But we know the fastest growing religion on the face of the earth is Islam. Who's doing the job? Most High. That's why, you know, Allah said in the Quran, Lawrence, Allah said, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ ذُكِّرَ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِ ثُمَّ أَعْرَضَ عَنْهَا إِنَّا مِنَ الْمُجْرِمِينَ مُنْتَقِمُونَ. Who is more unjust than the one who has been reminded with Allah's signs, with Allah's verses, and turns away from it? Verily we take our revenge from the wrongdoers. Allah said, أَفَنَجْعَلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ كَالْمُجْرِمِينَ مَا لَكُمْ كَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ. Are we going to make equal those who believe in us and our Prophet and those who reject us? How can you judge? So this Islam is a test. And you know, you're 27, correct? Look, yesterday was 16. And soon you're going to die and we're going to die. And Islam is based upon justice. Allah said in the Quran, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. Allah will never punish anyone until the message reach him. Like now, the message has reached you. If you turn away from it, Lawrence, don't blame no one except yourself. Why? Because it's clear to you. So now, let me ask you this question, Lawrence. If I give you £2 million as a gift, I said, Lawrence, I really like you. You're a good guy. Here, I'm a billionaire or trillionaire. This £2 million as a gift for you. What would you say to me at least?
Thank you.
Thank you, of course. What country are you from originally?
Bahamas.
You go to Bahamas, nice car, you know, nice house on the beach, you know. You're gonna remember Shamsi. £2 million, big money. Now, I will give you £2 million on the condition, give me your 2 eyes. No go.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, see you. No, thank you. That's a good one. No, thank you. Because your eyes is more valuable than any money.
Yeah.
So why don't you be grateful to the one who gave you eyes for free? The one who gave you sword for free. If someone come with a gun, try to shoot you, shoot me, we'll try to defend ourselves or run away. Because the life we have is so dear to us. That's why what is Shahadatan when someone become Muslim? Like now you accept that you should be grateful to God, correct? But now, I'll give you another example. That's the way of the Quran, because when you give example, you make the picture clearer. If you want to buy a gift for your mother, would you buy a gift that you love or your mother loves?
She loves.
She loves. Likewise, if you want to be grateful to your Creator, be grateful the way He loves, not the way you love. That's why He sent prophets and messengers. And the last of them, Prophet Muhammad. So now when you a person become Muslim, when he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, meaning I bear witness to be grateful and to worship my Creator. And Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, according to his Prophet Muhammad. Does it make sense? Is it clear?
It's clear.
I'm inviting you to become Muslim, my brother. And that's the best decision. You have your uncle here, he's a Muslim. That's the best decision. Remember, if it makes sense, is it clear to you? Then I'm calling you to something which you believe is correct. And you said, why Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet?
Yeah, that's my question.
No, I don't forget it, okay? So now we established Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet. From that which he came with, that he said, in the Quran Allah said, ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين. Muhammad is not the father of any of your men. He's a messenger of Allah. No, he's a messenger of Allah and the last of the prophets. And the reason God sent another prophet, because the prophet before, his teaching was specific for people. So there were people came after, they need another teaching, okay? That's one reason. So the teaching of that prophet was specific for that people. The other reason for God to send another prophet, because the previous teaching of that prophet has been corrupted. You with me? So God sent another prophet to correct it and to remind the people of the true teaching. The reason God sent another prophet, because that prophet was for a specific time. Okay? But after Prophet Muhammad was sent to everyone. Like in the Bible, Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, Daniel, Jeremiah, none of them claim they were sent to everyone. But in the Quran, likewise in the prophetic tradition, Prophet Muhammad said he was sent to everyone. Likewise, his teachings be preserved. Like since the time of Prophet Muhammad, Muslims memorize Quran word for word, letter for letter. After Prophet Muhammad passed away, the Muslim had the power. Not like the Christians. The Christians, after Jesus was raised up, the Christians, they were very weak with the Romans. So they had to please the Romans. But the Muslims had to please no one because they were the upper hand. And they preserved the Quran and they preserved the teaching of Prophet Muhammad. Therefore, there's no need for another prophet. Because the message is there, where it's upon us to follow the teaching of God and teaching of the Prophet. Remember, you want to be grateful to God for how many times you have not been grateful to God. The way He wants you. This opportunity. And our Prophet said, if a person become a Muslim through you, it's better than the world and what is in it. And Lord has forgot the people. You'll be in the grave by yourself. And I'll be in the grave by myself. And how many people went to sleep, they never wake up? How many people left their houses and never come back? That's why I say you're not ready for death, but death is ready for you. And when you become Muslim, as the Messenger of Allah said, all your sins forgiven. And a person might say, I'm not perfect, I have some things to do, step by step. I always this example. If I give you to eat a cake, the whole cake, if you eat the whole cake at once, what will happen to you? You get sick, you vomit. In order for you to feel the sweetness of the cake, what do you do? Bit by bit. Step by step. First one, I want to worship my Creator, be grateful to Him. How to pray, and step by step. And you have your uncle here. Okay? So, it will make my day if you want to become Muslim here. Alhamdulillah, you know, if it makes sense to you, clear to you, don't delay it. Don't delay it. Remember the devil.
Yeah, it makes sense and it's clear. I'm not ready to make that jump yet, to make that change yet.
It's up to you. How are you going to be ready? If it makes sense, clear. Are you guaranteed to leave tomorrow?
I guarantee tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, my family, my family reverts. You know, she's Solution. My wife's Solution. And she became Muslim when she was 14. She told me. You know, and we have many brothers here come with us, they are reverts from Caribbean side, from South America. And my wife, she said, when the truth was clear to me, I had the truth. Because the truth, remember God. Look how many blessings that you have. Now with God, imagine, make it clear to you. Imagine I always give you money, taking care of you. And I tell you, say thank you to me. You're not going to say, no, I'm not ready. You'll be very embarrassed to not say thank to me. What about to be grateful to your God? If we establish with a logical argument, establish the truth, God says the truth. Remember, Shaitan will give you, Satan will tell you, you're not already, bro, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, I fall into sins. But, as Allah said, Inna Allah yuhibbu at-tawwabin wa yuhibbu al-mutahhirin. Allah loves those who repent. As long as you repent, doesn't mean I'm a Muslim now, I'm perfect. You know, as I've mentioned, it's better for you to die as a Muslim while you're doing some sins, eventually you go to paradise, Allah forgive you, than to die as a disbeliever. Because Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. Allah does not forgive anyone that associate partners with Him. But Allah forgive less than that to whom He wills. So the ball is in your court. It's your choice. Because I don't want to feel like putting pressure on you, but I'm just showing you, like, encouraging you to take that step, because that step will change your life to happiness. And now you have a purpose to live for. Understand?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, I agree with you, but it's pressure to begin with because I'm surrounded by Muslims. And it's a lot of pressure to begin with. So I'd like to make that on my own terms.
No problem. You have your uncle here, alhamdulillah, and I'll give you a leaflet.
What if we all go away?
No, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and you know, it's a lot of clarity in what you're saying. It's just coming to it on my own terms.
No, we say again?
Coming to it on my own terms.
Yeah. But what I'll tell you, don't delay it too much, because you don't know when you're going to die. Yeah. Do you have any question?
Questions. I just wanted to, you made a lot of things very clear.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. It was nice meeting you. My pleasure. Where do you live, uncle? Huh? Where do you live? You're not far from me, alhamdulillah. From Bush. You know, it's funny because there is a brother from Haslo side contacted me to come and give a talk there. You know, so they told me to come give a talk. I said I'm busy, you know, because I teach in the masjid here in Shemet Bush. Then sometimes people invite me to Woolwich to teach. So I'm very busy, but I will come because you're from Haslo. Then, you know, we can exchange number if you want, brother. You can ask me questions. And, yeah,